It is morning my time. I want us to discuss a bit before I go off for my daily activities. I want to talk to you guys for a bit. Um, Sometimes I decide to stay quiet, but at other times I decide to think. And right now, I am trying to think aloud. Okay, I am going to be live, maybe just for 5 to 10 minutes, because what I have to say, you need to feed your minds with something uh, especially in the morning. Yes. Now, I have titled this video, "The Enemy is Within Your Circle." The enemy is within your circle. I don't want to motivate you. I don't want to tell you how to live your life. I am not here either to educate you or to change a narrative that you already have. I am not doing that, but I am just giving you some very painful facts this morning, okay? The enemy, that enemy that is eating you deep, is within. When I say the enemy is within, I mean that the enemy is within you, within your family, within your friends, and sometimes to a larger extent within your person, in your mind, in your head. That is where that enemy is located. Now, some of you used to wonder how people get hold of certain informations about your humble self. And you go about accusing other people on informations that you think that they didn't have. Surprised how they got this information about you. That is because nobody took that information outside. No, you just did not find out early enough, and it's possible you're still blind. That enemy is not far from you. He is within. Okay. Now, some of you who go to churches, you always cast and bind the enemy, that enemy that has destroyed this, that enemy that is responsible for this or that. Now, let me break your bubble. Okay, that enemy is in your circle. He is not far. He is within your household. He is within your job site. He is amongst your friends. And sometimes he is hiding right inside your thoughts. So stop looking for the enemy far away. Now, I will tell you a story, then I will continue to what I am saying. If you're joining in for the first time, my name is Jillian and you're welcome to my life. Here I am broadcasting on YouTube and here on Facebook. So if you get to see me make movements either here or here, then you understand that I am just trying to attend to the audiences that are watching me right now. So thank you so much for joining. If you have anything to comment, please, you can use the comment section. Like I was saying, your family, your friends, your colleagues, you have your enemy in that circle. They are not far from you. So, but I will tell you a story before I continue. You're welcome to my life. Thank you for joining in, those of you watching. Now, there is this friend of mine who has a lot of issues going on around her. So last night she called me to let me know that some very trivial things about her are made known to her by a third party. Then I began to ask her, how is it possible that something only you know, a third party is telling on it? And she was like, she doesn't know how this information got out. She doesn't know where this person got this information. Then we began to reason together. Then I asked her, did you perhaps discuss this thing with someone else? Did you tell anyone? Did you talk to someone about this information? And then she told me that sometime in the past, a couple of months back, when she was really hard up on some issue, she had to seek an advice from a friend, and she guessed it's that friend who has brought out the information to another person to a third party. Then I asked her, why do you blame yourself? Why do you bother yourself going around to look for who brought the information out? You already have your answer. This information is classified. Yes. This information, you only used this information to, you only told somebody this information when you needed that person's help. Yes. So to a larger extent, you let the cat out of the bag. So there is no way you would be saying that you don't know how that information got out, especially if you talk to someone about it, even if it was just for 1 minute, but you let that information out. Now, why I told you this story is because I know that so many people out there go elsewhere to look for solutions for their problems, but usually that solution or that problem is from within. Okay, your friends, your family, your colleagues, those whom you interact with, you call them your circle of friends, your circle of family, your circle of colleagues. Those are the people who report and tell on you. Now, you can see that on social media today. People come out to expose other people, expose the dirty linens of other people in public. Who do you think give them these informations? Who gives the bloggers the informations they need to tell on someone in public? Who gives them the information? Now, you should know that some of your spiritual leaders as well are not that trustworthy with some of the informations that you choose to give them. Some of them are not that trustworthy. So you should be mindful of the informations that you give to the world. You should be mindful to some of the informations that you tell your friends, your close circle, because it is these people who decimate your information to the general public. You did something you're not proud of. You did something you don't want people to know. The best way for you to keep that information is to keep it to yourself. The moment you open your mouth to tell your best friend has a best friend. Do not forget that. Your best friend will also tell his best friend in confidence, sorry. And from there, your best friend's best friend will also tell his or her own best friend in confidence. And before you know it, everybody knows what you're trying to hide. Everybody will definitely find out what you're trying to hide. So you should be mindful of the fact that the people who take out information about you are your circle of family, your circle of colleagues, and your circle of friends. The enemy is not far. The enemy does not have magic, okay? He doesn't think out of the box when it comes to information that concern you. Remember that only you have this information. The moment you tell one person, that is when you begin to tell the world your secrets. So if you have secrets, if you have things you don't want people to know, the best way to keep this information classified is not to tell anyone. Some of you, when you want to travel, for instance, you tell your close friends who in turn tell their own close friends, and before you know it, it doesn't work. Why is that so? Do you think that the real bad people out there? No, they are close to you, very close, that you will not even imagine. Imagine a scenario where somebody is being blackmailed with their nude photographs. Most of the times, those photographs are being handed to the blackmailer by their trusted partners. Did the blackmailer have any contact with that person? No. How did the blackmailer get hold of such compromising? Hi, Gold Watch, you're welcome to my live. Thank you for joining in. Thank you so much. Like I was saying, you know that if you don't give out any informations about you, nobody is going to get those informations. Nobody is going to know. I was making an example with those people who blackmail. Most of the time, the blackmailers have no No, they have no proof, but they begin to get confident when they have someone in your inner circle that gets this proof for them, and they begin to blackmail you. If you did not give out your nude pictures, if you did not give out your nude videos, how would you imagine that people will get informations like that about you, if not of a close member of your circle? So be mindful with the people you work with. Be mindful of the things you discuss with people. I don't want to say that you know them well or you know them better, but I am quite sure you know them better. I am quite sure you know them well. So you are in the right position to know what to tell them. Even sometimes your parents are not trustworthy. So be mindful of the kind of information you give to them. If you need any information to be classified, if you need any information not to go out, you better shut your mouth. You start up something, you don't succeed in that thing, not because you were not meant to succeed. It's because you could not close that ugly mouth of yours. You just had to open it. Gold Roger, I need you to like the video and I need you to subscribe. Thank you so much. You've been very supportive. All right. So if you have any incidents that you want to talk to me about, go ahead and type it on the comment section. So I am just telling you guys, because it's morning my time and I decided to come out to talk. It's not like I'm motivating you. It's not like I'm telling you what to do. But I think that it is about time that we go about looking for the enemy outside. The enemy is within. The enemy is in your family. The enemy is in your home. The enemy is in your offices. Who takes pictures of you? Who takes informations from you? Most likely, there are people who are in the same circle with you. So have this at the back of your mind. Have this at the back of your mind. Gold Rush, I don't think that is a beautiful thing to say about your boss, especially if he is like the one helping you put food on your table. It's not a good thing to say about your boss, okay? If you feel that he's not doing something right, you work up to him, because with attitudes like that, maybe in the future you will be tempted to decimate some information about him. No matter what, he is still your boss, okay? Please, let us trade with a lot of caution. When you have classified information, when you have things you don't want people to know, the best way to keep these informations private is to stay quiet, is to hold them on. There are things that people have done and they are not proud of, and they wish to carry these things to their graves. The only way you're carrying these things to your grave is staying shut, is staying quiet, because the enemy is not far. We have families where they are not happy with the progress of their relatives, so they team up against that relative to bring that relative down. And how do they do that? By contacting that relative's enemies, people who don't wish well for that relative, people who don't like that relative, people who stand like the direct competition of that relative, and then they try to bring that person down. If people don't know things about you, there is no way they are going to be bringing you down. There's no way they are going to be letting you down. So do not look for your enemy far. No. Who gives information to the news editor? People in your circle. Who give your private information to bloggers to talk about you? Your friends, your family, your colleagues. Who gives information to a blackmailer who supposedly wants to blackmail you? It is someone who knows you, who knows the better part of you, someone you have trusted, someone you may continue to trust. Those are the people who give information about you. I am led to talk about this because in today's world, you can hardly trust people. Everybody just wants to look for an opening to get information and then make use from that information. In the past, we used to talk about loyalty a lot. But in the world of today, I see that loyalty has no place because everyone can be bought. Everyone now has a price. Why is that so? People have become so greedy, so mean, so blinded with the things of the world that they desire. Do not get me wrong, if you really want something, you can work hard for that thing. But if you cannot afford that thing, I don't think you have any reason there to continue fighting by bringing other people down. Remember that if you bring someone down, it doesn't mean an automatic promotion for you. That's not true. I have no price. You know why? Go Rush, tell me. It pays not to have price, and when you don't have price, it is called loyalty. When I was much younger, I looked up to people out of loyalty, okay? I did stuff for people out of loyalty. That's the new generation. Dream Wolf, thank you so much for joining my live. You're welcome. Dream Wolf says that's the new generation. Deal with it. It's not life. It's not like life gave you a choice. Life gave me a choice, and it is that choice that I am about to tell you today. I already told the people who were here before you came in, they already know. I was saying that the choice that you have to keep your information private is just to stay quiet. It's just to say mute. That's the only choice you have if you must keep information locked down. All right? There is no loyalty in the world of today. Just like you said, people should deal with it. And I am giving you a solution to that. And that solution is stay mute. Because if people don't know anything about you, if they have no knowledge about the things you do, they will not tell on you. You will not have any reasons to be looking for the enemy. Remember, I titled this video, "The Enemy is in Your Circle." That is because the enemy indeed is in your circle. The enemy is around you. The enemy is in your office. The enemy is in your home. Your children could be that enemy. Your parents could be that enemy. Your bosses and colleagues could be that enemy. Go Rush says, God is my God. Money is not my God. God keeps me fed regardless. Anything material has no value. They are all replaceable. Dream Wolf, is that an African accent? Yes, proudly I am African. I am from Cameroon. I don't know if you know where my country is located, but I am Cameroonian, and that is my accent. That is how I speak. Thank you so much. Go Rush, you are right to say that God feeds you, but that is because you are privileged to have food. Will someone, or will you say the same for someone who doesn't have food? Even if you must question people's loyalties, what you have to have at the back of your mind is the availability of resources in the first place. There are these triggers that trigger people of nowadays. Okay, now let me give you a simple illustration. The women of today so much want to look perfect, all right? They all want to have BBL, they want to have some boob job, they are willing to do everything in their power to have that done, all right? So now when it comes to telling on a friend just to be able to raise that amount of money, now it has gone beyond feeding. It has gone beyond food. Dream Wolf, like seriously? Like I was saying, it has now gone beyond feeding. It has now gone beyond wolf. Guys, please, I need you to like the video, all right? The lady needs some hearts. Like the video. If you're not following my channel yet, please do well to follow my channel. Do well to follow my page, all right? I am broadcasting here, Facebook here, and there's YouTube here. Gold Rush says, I prefer natural beauty, no fake boob job. Okay, now let me tell you something. That is what you prefer. That is your choice. But most men out there do well to patronize the BBL ladies, the boob job ladies, the lip and the filler and whatever procedure ladies. I am telling you from a woman's perspective. I am a woman. Those women who look fake attract more men than the ones that look natural. Now, if a man is going to play, he is most likely going to play with the fake looking girls. If a man is going to pick a wife, he may go for the natural looking girls. But now let me tell you, to a larger extent, in the world of today, we now have what we call beauty standards. If you look at the Koreans, they are not fat at all. They are not big at all, because in their own area, in their own country, in their own sphere, being slim is the beauty standard of that place. I, for one, I am African. My genes speak for me. The food that we eat speaks and shows on my body. There is nothing I can do about it. I exercise every day. I practice some level of acrobatics. I practice yoga, but I still am the size that you see. Okay? Maybe if they put you and I on a field to run, you won't be able to run faster than me, irrespective of my weight, irrespective of my size. Now, that's because it is my gene, and that's because I have decided to love me the way I was born, the way I look, and the way I am. All right? Where did this generation go wrong? I want to say that we refused handing down, or we stopped handing down meaningful doctrines or meaningful knowledge to the children of today. Or to a larger extent, they stopped learning meaningful doctrines and meaningful ways of life that matter. Today, you will agree with me that we have beauty standards that are nothing to write home about. Everybody wants to look the same. Why is that? Gold Rush, the most attractive women are from the 70s. Women want to shave everything. I don't want a girl, I want a real woman. Now, it's very difficult to find that kind of woman nowadays. It is almost impossible to get those natural women who have not done any procedures. Mind you that you may be lucky to get a woman of today who has not done procedures, not because she doesn't want to do them, it's just because she cannot afford them. Why I talked about women and their procedure of today is because women can be very willing. Those procedures can be a motive for a woman to want to do anything so she can gain that money so she can do her surgery. Gold Rush has said that he's been fed by God, yes, and because he's been fed by God, he cannot rely on other people. Now, I was just trying to make him understand that beyond feeding, humans have other things they prioritize. And for the ladies, the procedures can be one of such things. All the BBL, the boob jobs, the face job, and whatever they are doing. Gold Rush, people think hair is nasty. I like the bush. That is your preference, but I'll tell you, most ladies of today will not like that. Most ladies of today will not appreciate that. And you must know that because the ladies don't appreciate or like that, it is because the men who have been with them did not like it. Most of the time, women are being pushed to do these things they do because of the men in their lives. A man gets married. Okay, let me give you a typical example in Africa. There are light-skinned girls and there are dark girls. Now, the dark girls tend to bleach so they can become light-skinned, because you would find a young girl, very beautiful, melanin popping. I mean, epitome of beauty, but she would want to bleach herself because her husband is cheating on her with a light-skinned girl. So now, do you see where this problem stems from? Usually, it is not the choice of the woman to want to go and bleach her body, but because they believe that when they do so, the men will appreciate them more. So they are now pushed to go and start doing things that they are not supposed to be doing. I, for one, I will not do that to myself, to go bleach myself, to go do certain crazy things because of a man. But I must tell you that many women, say 95 to 98% of African women, will be willing to change their looks just because of a man. All right? Dream Wolf, leg hair and stuff is supposed to keep you warm. Now, for the Caucasians, okay, for the Caucasians, that is very true. In a country where you have temperature of, say, 40 degrees Celsius, 36 degrees Celsius, you will not want to have hair under your armpits. You will not want to do that. This, I am telling you, are facts. The way the African is built is for Africa, and the way the Caucasian is built is for their area there, okay? You cannot cope with all of that hair. Even the men, they shave, they wax, because it brings a lot of heat. I talk about especially the pubic area and the armpits. You cannot manage that. So now I have digressed a lot. So back to the topic. I was saying that people are no longer loyal in this world because of the kind of things they want to have. There is a popular statement that people make these days that it is good not to have enemies on the same table, because when the table turns, you will still be valuable on that table. I have a very big problem with that statement. Enmity is not good, all right? But I want to believe that to a larger extent, it is also problematic for you to be friends with your friend's enemy. That is where loyalty comes in. That is where loyalty plays. You don't become loyal to the people who are not friends with your friends. It is not because you are not smart. It is called loyalty because it has to do with sacrifice. But these days, no one wants to sacrifice anything. No one wants to sacrifice anything. Everybody just wants to have something. Everybody just wants to get something. God Rush says, I love the work in the desert. Temperatures between 35 to 50. Exactly. I have all my hair. That is choice. That is your choice. But so many other people will not be able to cope with that. So many other people will not be able to cope with that. It is pretty hot out here. It is pretty hot. Right now, it is morning. The sun is already up and I have aircon on. If I don't have air conditioning on, I cannot talk to you. I'll be sweating. I'll be sweating. All right. So like I was saying, loyalty has to do with sacrifice, great levels of sacrifice, deep levels of sacrifice. So it's not like something that you just come to talk about. No. Loyalty is not like that. But in our world of today, we do not have loyal people. Everything can be bought. Everything can be sold. Why is that so? So to help yourself, all right, to help yourself, save yourself from all the disappointments, to save yourself from all disloyal people, just keep your informations to yourself. Just keep your informations to yourself. The moment you start spilling out your information, just know that it has now become public knowledge. It is no longer you and that one person. You have a friend who has a best friend. Your best friend also has a best friend. Your best friend's best friend has his or her own best friend. So that is how that information that you said in confidence will decimate, and before you know it, the whole community knows about that information that you are hiding. You see your circle of friends, that is where your enemy belong. You see your circle of family, that is where your enemy belong. You see your circle of colleagues, your enemies are amongst, okay? Don't go too far to check who your enemies are, who is bringing you down. Just be smart. The moment you start keeping quiet about your projects, you will realize your enemies will stop having informations about you. The moment you stop talking about your projects, you will realize all those people who had first-hand information about your projects will suddenly have no information about you. Go ahead and tell me, what do you think? It has worked for me so far. What I am telling you right now has worked for me so far, and it keeps working for me, okay? It keeps working for me. If I don't want people to know anything, if I don't want people to have first-hand information about anything, I just stay quiet. I just stay mute. I just close up. The moment you begin to spill any information about you, be rest assured it is going to be public knowledge. It is going to be community knowledge. They will tell on you. Loyalty no longer resides in this world. Loyalty is nowhere to be found. What happens to someone taking a bullet for you? In the past, I used to see people do that, but I don't remember the last time. Someone that you trust, someone that you trust with your life, that will be the person who is going to deliver you to your enemies. It is that one person. Your spouses, your parents, your children, the people you work with in the same place, the people you do stuff with, those are the people you need to look keenly. You need to watch closely. Go Rush, you're not nice, not at all. I'm being serious here and you're making fun out of it. Please, I need you guys to like the video. I need you to like the video. If you are joining in for the first time, do well to subscribe, all right? So you would get notifications when I'm live, okay? I will be coming live unannounced. Yes, when I find time to do so, then I'll come live. Thank you so much for joining in, all right? You're welcome. So if you have anything to tell me, if you have anything to say, you can use the comment section, because it's really something that we have been so blinded about. We are not talking about it, but we go about looking for the enemy. Thank you so much, Gold Watch. The enemy is not far. The enemy is within. That group of friends that you hang around with, they are the enemies. The enemies among them. Your haters, maybe on social media, don't have don't have witchcraft. They cannot manufacture the informations that they have about you. It is very easy these days for you to bring someone down. To do so, you just need to meet their close friends. You just need to meet their family members who are hungry. Sometimes they don't even need to be hungry. Sometimes they are just jealous. Sometimes they are just greedy. And then they begin to give out that information, that prized information that is going to bring you down like nothing. They will tell on you. They will tell every single information about you. So if you have things you don't want people to know, you just have to keep it to yourself. You just have to stay quiet. Thank you so much, Gold Rush. You just have to stay quiet. I see people these days, I don't know how the information got out. I don't know how did they get to know. Yeah, it is because you told your mom. It is because you told your kid. It is because you told your colleague. It is because you told your girlfriends or your boyfriends. It is because you told your husband. There is no more loyalty in the world of today. Loyalty used to be that sacrifice. You sacrifice because you don't gain anything in return. Many people will tell you today that I cannot be enemy. I cannot have this person as my enemy just because this person is an enemy to my friend. But look at it logically. How can you be friends with someone who is not friends with your own friend? In the past, if you have a friend and your friend's friend is not your friend, it's not your friend's friend, it is very normal for you to, not want to be friends with that person. Not necessarily being enemies as well, but not being friendly to that person. But it's not the case today. Now that is where loyalty comes. That is where loyalty comes in. Because that person who you have no problems with, but you are actually not friendly with, because that person is not your friend's friend. I don't know if it makes sense. If it makes sense, just let me know. Thank you for being patient and speaking your heart and mind. Thank you so much. I know what. No way, not again. So that is it. Stop going helter-skelter. Stop going east, west, north, and south to look for who your enemies are. They are within your circle. They are close to you, closer than you can imagine. We have people using blogs today. We have people using social media today to bring you down, to defame you, to insult you, to embarrass you. It is because your friend gave them the information they are using about you. Look closely. Those people did not manufacture those informations, especially if the informations are true, especially if the informations are correct. They didn't have to manufacture them. They just need to contact your close friends, your relatives, your colleagues, your friends, those you dine with, those with whom you eat. These people give out informations about you. So your enemy is within. The moment you start keeping quiet, the moment you start shutting that mouth of yours, you will realize that your haters will have no knowledge about you. Now, there is one thing many people misunderstand, that because you belong to one family, you all are friends. No. You still have enemies amongst your siblings. Your siblings can still be your enemies. When I mean, because you don't need to hurt someone outrightly to be termed that's your hater. If you give informations that are derogatory about someone to their enemy, you are actually the real enemy, because that enemy will not have an urge unless someone in your close circle empower that urge to them. So it could still be your family member. It could still be your sibling. There are siblings that don't sit together. There are siblings that don't talk to each other because of things like this. So to stay on the safe side, just shut up. Just stay mute. Just stay quiet. The rate of jealousy, the rate of competition, the rate of unnecessary hate in our world of today is all because people can't control their urge. Sometimes it's not hunger. Sometimes it's not hunger. They just want to have something they can't afford. And now they are willing to do everything. This makes them liable to give out anything just to gain their selfish desires. So you should understand, the more people get selfish, the more you shouldn't trust them. I am sure many of you watching me here are Christians, and you can familiarize yourself with these statements very well. Love all and trust none. Yes. Trust no one. Love all and trust none. That is a fact. Trust nobody. Sometimes it will make you really sad that you can't feel free with people around you, But you should also have it at the back of your mind that if you are willing to lose out on some of the things you wouldn't want to be public, then you make the choice. It is all in your hands. I am not going to tell you what you should do and what you should not do. I am not going to tell you who you should trust and what you should not trust. Do I need to remind you that we have spouses of today who are responsible for the untimely deletion of the other? We have couples today, one person passes on because of the other spouse. Do I need to remind you that we have siblings who team up to delete one of theirs just because of worldly things? So why is it so difficult for you? Why is it so difficult for you not to understand this reality? Nothing bad happens to you without red flags. Nothing bad happens to you without red flags. It is because you have closed your eyes, you have blinded your eyes to those red flags, then you now become a victim before your mind begins to play. Usually, before someone takes you down, that person will be trying. Before someone embarrasses you in public, they may have done some things that are suggestive of their thoughts and character towards you. But because you feel that this is my parent, this is my brother, this is my sister, this is my husband, this is my boyfriend, this person cannot harm me. I am not saying you should be suspicious about everybody, but sometimes positively suspect everybody. Suspect everybody. Everybody is a suspect. That is why when something bad happens, they begin to arrest everyone. They begin to check their profiles. They begin to check the possibility of them being the reason why something like that must have happened. So wake up. Let it serve like a wake-up call to you all watching me. Let it serve like a wake-up call. Most of the times, your enemies are not far. They are right there with you. They are right in your circle of friends. They are right in your circle of colleagues. All those girls you go out with saying, my girlfriends, we're going to party. Those are the girls who take pictures of you, nude pictures of you, and then begin to blackmail you. How do they do that? They send it to bloggers who blackmail you. They call you. That boyfriend of yours that you so love, that you so think cannot embarrass you in public, you snap nude pictures and send to him. He is the first one to give out those informations to bloggers who call you up to pay money. And if you don't have that money, your nudes will be online. Yes. This is a very pertinent message. Gold Rush says, if you have nobody to trust, then that's a trust issue. I'm sure you have at least one or two persons you can trust. Yes, I trust myself and I trust my God. That's two people. That's two people already. I have seen children that team up to delete their parents just to inherit their properties. I have watched a girlfriend telling on her friend to her man so that her man can leave her and come to her. I have seen men lose contracts just because they told their friends about the business proposition they had. And now when these things go south, people start looking for where the loophole is. Do not get me wrong. You can't stay without trusting anyone. You can't live like an island. That is true. But when it comes to classified information, those things you have done that will be embarrassing to you in public, those things you don't want people to know, please don't trust anyone with them, with those things. Don't. I am saying so because loyalty in this world is as scarce as diamond. You can even find diamond. If you have money, you can find diamond anywhere. But you see loyalty, It is almost inexistent in our world of today. Now, you have people you can trust, but you distribute information. No one gets the whole story, but most of the story is out there. Exactly my point. Now, let me read that again. Say you have people you can trust, yes, but you distribute information. No one gets the whole story, but most of the story is out there. That is why I keep saying that if you do not want that information to go out in the first place, please do not say that you are with your friends. Do not say that you are with your family and then you begin to decimate this information by your own self. Please don't do that. If you do that, then you would know that there are no loyal people left in this world. Now, that brings us back to the point. It brings us back to the fact that your enemies are not far. They are in your circle. They are around you. They are with you. Everything that you do, they see. And they begin to tell on you. Even if they come as a blog, beginning to, defame you. Who gave that information to the blog? Your family. Who gave that information to the blog? Your friends. Yes. All this information is being decimated to outside parties by your close circle. This is a hard fact. It is a hard reality, but you must have that at the back of your mind. If you don't accept this reality, then you keep searching for that enemy. You keep looking for that enemy and you will never find. And today I give this to you as a recommendation. If you feel that you have your information out there all the time, just try to be silent with the people around you. Just keep quiet, okay? And then you will get to know that silence sometimes is an answer. Yes, silence is an answer sometimes. Like, seriously, you're making a point there. Now, there's one thing. We Africans, we used to be private with so many things we used to be private with. We believe that not everything is meant for public consumption. But today, the young girls of today do not seem to share these regards. Now, I am going to pick out an example. Pregnancy. As an African, to us, the period where a woman becomes pregnant and stays for 9 months until delivery is sacred. At least I believe it is sacred because I saw with my own eyes. A pregnant woman in my community will be taken care of by the community. A pregnant woman will be protected, clothed all the time. There are certain places she will not visit. She is not allowed to visit. She would stay confined because of her condition. It's not like she is sick, but this is what, like, our own culture, our own doctrine. But today, the very African girls has ditched this culture. I have watched an African woman go through labor on social media and then give birth live for everybody to see. So many of them, they now go naked, they post, and then take pictures of themselves and post them on social media. I am not telling you that it has any particular, effects, but these are things I grew up not seeing. Some of you out there may say that it is primitive of Africans to be that way, but no. That is because not everything in life that you do is supposed to be on social media. Okay? Not everything that you do in life is supposed to be on social media. But now I don't know what cannot be online, because basically you don't even get to know people, you don't get to see them, but you get to know everything about their lives because they bring out everything to social media. They pop it right into your face. Go Rush one. They pop it into your face. They make you know that you have to know about them. You have to see this. It's because of the money social media pays them. That is understood. But not everything is worthy of being called content. Your life is not up for judgment when content is concerned. You are way much more better than making your entire existence a content. Right now, I am creating content. This is content I am creating. Do I need to get pregnant and then try to deliver my baby on live media like you're watching me right now for you to know that I am a content creator? Are they going to pay me differently than they pay other content creators who did not give birth live because of the views? Are they going to pay different? I don't think so. I don't. Life is sacred. I think so. I believe so. Not everything is good for public consumption. But people these days, women these days, girls these days don't see that. Now, let me use this as like an illustration. There's one time I was browsing through social media and then I got to see a video. On that video, a lady was being interviewed and the question was, why is it that men no longer insist on a woman when they want to date her? If the woman says no, and no it is. Now, I liked the answer the girl gave to the interviewer. She said that when everything is already been exposed, what is there to push that man? What is remaining for that man to, want to get to know? If you like a girl, just find her handle, her TikTok handle, her Facebook handle, her Snapchat handle. Just find her. You will go there, you will see the size of her breast, the size of her butt, the size of everything that you want to see. Some of them go as far as even projecting and advertising more private parts of their body. There's a man who said that in today's world, only the intestines, maybe the kidneys are private these days because everything is outside already. Everything is being projected. The body of the woman is being sexualized by the women themselves, not even by the men. All right? They expose everything. They show everything. They want people to see them. So with the answer that lady gave when she was being interviewed, I was very happy because she was on point. There is nothing left for the man to imagine. There's nothing left for the man to dream of. They project everything. They show everything in the name of content. They want to be out there in your faces, flaunting everything. And now when these things are no longer good for public consumption, they now become desperate. They start going in for surgeries, BBL, butt lift, tummy tuck, this and that. They don't mind. And when they don't have the money to do all these things, they can descend to any level. They can do anything for the money. Prostitution these days is just like the new normal. Because the girls want to meet up, because the girls want to have that which they desire, because the girls want to fund the lifestyle their parents cannot afford for them, because the girls want to live the baby girl life they themselves afford for themselves. So now they have to become streets to be able to fund these things for themselves. Thank you so much for joining in. You're welcome to my life. Thank you so much. I am talking about your enemies. They are within. They are not far. Yes, they are within. They are around you. The moment you shut your mouth, your enemies will have nothing to say about you. The moment you shut your mouth, you're going straight to the grave with your information that you don't want people to know. The paradigm is shifting, so you must all align, okay? We no longer have loyal people around us. Loyalty is now a thing of the past. At first, you could have that one best friend who is standing for you no matter what. But you will be shocked that that one friend that you think is your best friend is not your friend. Gold Rush, that will be 29. That one friend that you trust is not your friend. Okay? So do not be deceived. Stop looking east, stop looking west, stop imagining. Your enemies are in your circle. Your enemies are right there with you. They are just watching you closely. They are just monitoring you. You see someone coming to ask you, you went to see that guy yesterday now. How did he go? What did the guy say? How is the guy's house? What kind of car the guy drives? Please be watchful. Those are the kind of people who bring your informations out. Those are the kind of people who tell on you, okay? I now have a new job. So how much are they paying you in this new job you just have? Be mindful, be watchful of such people who ask you such questions. These people can be your parents. They can be your children. They can be your siblings. Love everyone, but trust no one. You want to know more about me? How tall are you? 5'8"? Yes, 5'8". That's how tall I am. So people, it's morning my time. I just said I should come out and talk to you and tell you this. In case you are not aware, have this at the back of your mind. Your enemies are near you. They are close to you. They are around you. They are watching you. They are waiting for you to fall. And then they will just cement your fall. They will just continue to put you down. They will just continue to send you into the grave that you've not even entered. Yes. So be mindful of the information you disseminate to family and friends. You all make mistakes when you begin to work with someone. That person, that relationship you have with that person has a name. That is your colleague and not your friend. Yes. When people fellowship in church together, it is called a congregation and not friendship. It is called a congregation and not friendship. They are not your friends. The people you go to church with are not your friends. So stop decimating informations to them, thinking that they will be nice with those informations about you. Remember, nobody can bring you down unless they know dirty things about you, unless they know black things about you. They used to say, when I was growing up, we used to say that a lot at school, that knowledge is power. Knowledge is power. If someone has no knowledge about you, they have no power over you. So do not give them that power. It is you who gives them the power. It is you who gives them that power over you. If they have no knowledge about you, they have no power about you. That is how blackmail works. I have your nude pictures. Yes. I need 200,000. You give me 200,000, I come back. If you don't give me another 50,000, I am going to expose you. You give another 50,000. They come back again. If you don't give me 100,000, I will expose you. Now, it's a simple illustration. They now have power over you. They have power over your finance. Do you know why? Because they have information that they can use against you. Who gave them that power over you? You did. As you're watching me, you gave them the power. You not want people to know stuff about you. You better shut the F. Wait for people to start talking about the things that you didn't want them to talk about, and then you start looking for who said what. Who said that? How did you get to know that? How did you, I don't imagine. Can you imagine? Can you believe this? How did this person know this information? For crying out loud, your friends, your colleagues. Some of you don't even have boundaries when it comes with human relationships. You have no boundaries. You go to the same gym with some girls, they automatically become your friend. You don't know any freaking thing about this person, but you're proud to introduce that person as your friend. To have the same gym membership doesn't make you friends. Have that at the back of your mind. Because you work in the same building as someone else doesn't make that person your friend. Since some of you become so numb when church is being mentioned, when you want to say anything about church, people just, they go crazy. You see the people you fellowship with in the same church, they are not your friends. Even if the pastors call you all brethren, I beg, they are not your friends. They are not your friends. So learn to create boundaries. Learn to create boundaries. Even the people you live with in the same flat, in the same neighborhood, they are your neighbors and not your friends. They are your neighbors. Be friendly to your neighbors doesn't mean that they are your friends. The people you share the same apartment with, the same apartment, the same room and parlor with, they are your flatmates, not your friends. So be kind to yourself and be kind to the people who will suffer if you go down. Do not always think about yourself, but think about the people who can suffer if you're suffering. Most likely, I'm talking to parents out there. If you know that a particular information can bring you down, think about your children. Let your children be the motivation of why you're going to shut up, of why you're not going to tell. All right? You all know that. You all know that I am telling you the truth. Your enemies are not far. They are right there with you. I need you to like the video. Am I not making sense? I need you to like the video. Subscribe if you have not done so yet. Now I am going to give you another example. It is about a chieftaincy issue that was happening in my own village. A chieftaincy issue. According to the custom and tradition of my place, the firstborn son of the reigning king will be the new king in a case where the king passes on. Andy says, people look for loopholes to actually pin others down. What a wicked word. Exactly. They will look for the reasons. They will create it to bring you down. They will create reasons why they should bring you down. Now, let me tell you about this problem that happened in my own village. So now the firstborn son of that family was not given birth to by the queen. But it happens that the queen had older daughters, and then the youngest child of that family, the youngest child of the queen, was a boy. So according to customs and tradition, it is the royal prerogative of the firstborn son to be king after his father. Now, men will always be men. They will always do what they want to do. Thank you so much, Gold Rush. Thank you. Men will always do what they want to do. When he was giving birth to female children in his marriage, in his home, in front of the whole village, he was not very happy about that because he knew he needed a heir sometime in the future. So he ventured outside and had that hair. So the his next in command and some of the kingmakers knew about the child outside. And biologically, that boy or the man was the firstborn of that family. So now, when the father passed on to glory, the queen wanted her son to be enthroned immediately. They told her, no, madam, it will not work that way. It will not work. Now, that happened because the queen was not aware of a son outside marriage that her husband had. This means that if she was aware of that son outside, she could have done something. She have a couple of daughters older than the son outside and her own son that she has. But for the fact that she now has a son, she feels that it is the right of her son. But no, it is the right of the firstborn son of the king, and the king had a firstborn somewhere else. So when the queen got information on the existence of another possible heir, it was not easy. It didn't go down well. I'm telling you. First, she took care of the mother. She took care of the woman who gave birth to that boy. Honestly, people, she took care of that woman. And then now, she began to source for ways of taking care of the supposed heir to that throne. We watch it in movies every day. We see it every day, but sometimes it happens in real life. She traveled far and wide just to be able to bring this boy down. But lo and behold, what God has ordained, man cannot change. That is how this boy's life was spared. But the queen did everything tooth and nail to rob this young man of that opportunity of becoming the king after his own father. The long and short of it is, they all teamed up. They were against him, but they did not succeed because of loyalty. The king's next in command, whom the king had confided in, told him, if I am not around, my son that lives there, so place, go bring him and enthrone him. But if it was today where you cannot find loyalty, that man won't be reigning today as king. But his father's loyal friend, his father's loyal second in command, made sure even after his father's demise, he became king. So 2 lessons that concerns this topic of today. It is because his father had a loyal friend. That is why he is on the throne today. And secondly, it is because his father kept his existence a secret. Because if his father had told his wife, who is the reigning queen, that I have another child somewhere, who can possibly be my heir, she would have done everything in her power to end that story long time ago. I wasn't going to be long on this life, but I needed to air out, I needed to tell you this. So have this at the back of your mind. Sometimes silence is an answer. Sometimes when you keep short, it's an answer. Sometimes not all informations are good for public consumptions. Sometimes you watching me right now is the cause of the problems that you have in life. Because you cannot shut up, because you cannot stay quiet, that is why you're suffering from whatever predicament you are facing right now. Always learn to shut up, stay quiet. Do you know why? Because your enemies are around you. They're watching you. They're staring in your eyes. They're staring directly in your eyes, looking like that, looking like that. They're staring in your eyes. So please, do not look for your enemies far than your circle. Do you know how to catch them? Stay quiet. Beat them with quietness. Be mindful. Have that at the back of your mind. Love all, trust none. Love everybody, trust no one. For those of you who say you're going to have trust issues, trust yourself and trust your creator. Even your pastors are not trustworthy. Your parents are not trustworthy. Your family, your siblings are not trustworthy. In quotes, sometimes, and with some informations. Sometimes and with some informations, the people around you are not trustworthy. So, thank you all so much. I hope that you have carried home some lessons. I hope that you can reason very well right now. I hope that you see with me. I hope that your eyes are now open. I hope that you would now, from today, be more conscious about people around you, about your information, about your own life. Your life is in your hands. It is in your hands. I understand that God protects, yes. But you have more to do for yourself. And you know how you can help yourself sometimes? Shut up. So thank you all so much for joining my live. Thank you, Facebook. Bye. See you on my next live. I will be live again sometime. If you have not subscribed, do well to subscribe so you get notifications when I'm live. So, bye Facebook. Bye YouTube. Love you guys. Bye.